there was no hope in me, so he would let me out early to go to work at the Balsams. And I started working at the Balsams in the kitchen with about 12 Chinese guys, and what they didn't eat, they came back, then we just washed our dishes, and even I got to eat, so it wasn't all that bad. This is stuff that came back from the dining room. So I then went to being a salad maker. I ended up being a waiter. I ended up being a captain. I was an operator of the, I'm trying to figure out, how I can make the most money. And so I'm going through all of I was the elevator operator, because you had to take it and hit the floors just right. That wasn't paying very much. I got to be a bellman. And a bellman was a great job. I mean, you used to check in, 200 people, and the Jewish folks were a little tight with their money. So they'd say, well, how was that check-in being? I said, well, it was a Posner. A Posner meant $1. 17 bags for $1. That was okay. So then I got to be a doorman. Well, that was a job to have. It wasn't very strenuous. You loaded bags out of the car, gave it to the bellman. You used, your hand was out. You did whatever it took, and it was like you could make a lot of money. So I became a doorman, and that was awesome. That was like, and then if it was 30 below zero, we got the jumps, everybody come in and say, I can't start my car. So we got a guy named Norman Broom who used to work for him, and Norman had a pickup truck with the jumper cables, and all those Posners that gave me $1, it was my day to say, well, my car doesn't start. Well, I'm very sorry. For $50, we can get that thing jump started. And that became a cottage industry, I guess you call it, or it was very profitable, let's put it that way. So every time it was 20 below zero, we figured out that I think a couple of the bellmen even took the cables off the battery or something. Not that I would do that, but it happened. And we became very profitable, and we had a gentleman by Warren Pearson. I don't know if you know Warren. Salt of the earth, great person. Steve Barbara. And Warren would fire all of us on a Friday night because we check up with the girls, and you weren't supposed to do that. So he'd say, well, you're all fired. The problem was you had nobody to work in the dining room. So we all got hired back in about 20 minutes. And that went on for a very long time. And Warren said to me one day, Danny, you're not good for the Balsams. I said, Warren, think about it. I do whatever it takes, whenever and I used to have to babysit his kids, or my girlfriend did. He wasn't very happy about that either. I had grown to love him and Steve Barbara. I'd worked there for so many years. And so as I graduated from Cowork Academy and went on in business, bought Lewis Ford, and had the great opportunity, sold it to Mark and David McLean, doing a fantastic job, and went on. My heart has always been in Coburg. I've got to tell you that the greatest thing in the world for me is my life is busy. Let's put it that way. We run about $1 billion company today. I have to travel a lot. My wife says, someday we're going to have a house that we live in. I think we're living in Marriott now. But we get a lot of points, Marriott points. And we go visit my grandkids in Delaware. We're back in Boston. We're back in Florida. We're all over the place. And she says, someday you have to stop selling what we buy. And so we're going to finally build a house. And I promise that this is going to be the last one, I think. But I think I have to tell you that the best part of my life is looking at the local papers and seeing what a community is all about. Every week I read about the Grange, or all of these things that maybe don't matter to a lot of people, but they certainly do to me. It is so nice to know what the North Country is all about, how much people stick together. You just don't know in the world that we live in how special the North Country is. And because of that, you know, I had a friend of mine, my partner, Dick Hebert. I don't know if you know that, but Dick and I were partners in Berlin City. Greatest person in the whole wide world. He was like his father, Ace, Dan Hebert Sr., nothing like Dan Hebert Jr., by the way. Dan Hebert Jr. is a type A personality that I think he even hangs up on me periodically. His father, on the other hand, was an angel. And Dick was my partner for many years. He was my guiding light. I loved him to this day. And I wasn't an easy person to work with, trust me. Very analytical, numbers-oriented type person. And Dick, well, there's not a hell of a lot that would bother Dick. And we invested, I don't know, it was, I'm trying to think, Danny, what the hell it was. Some movie-making company. They made The Lonesome Dove, I think, right? The movie Lonesome Dove. The problem is, it went broke. It was a great movie, but we went broke making it. And